right? That looks good. Yo guys, let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm just setting back up here for the first time in quite some time, so I just want to make sure that we're good to go. Can you guys hear me? Please, when you guys are on, jump on and just let me know if you guys can hear me. I just want to make sure the mic's on okay, because I remember the last time I forgot to plug it in. So hopefully that won't happen this time. So let's see, can you guys hear me okay? Somebody let me know. Oh, nice. All right, cool, man. We got some folks on. Corey King, what's good? Dilab, what's good, homie? How you guys living? Feel Good Friday, homies. Time to put in a little bit more work, right? Sick. I love it. I can hear you. We're good over here. That's what I need to hear. I'm probably the most untech savvy Indian dude in the world. But I could paint pretty good though, so that's not a bad thing. Alright y'all, I'm just waiting for a couple of people to jump on before I start. How you guys doing, man? Dilab, how you doing? Corey, how you living? You guys doing okay? You guys working on any projects? If you guys are just jumping on, what's good? Feel Good Friday. We've got a young lady to finish painting over here, and I've got some updates as well. You guys could see the Dior's. Dior. Christian Dior. So this is a finished product that I just knocked out yesterday. Alex and I were shooting for the Patreon channel, so that's going to be one of the next tutorials that we're going to be doing, is how to break apart an Air Force One and add your own materials on the toe box and the sides. This was actually, man, it sucks, dude. The pair was actually done by somebody else. The young lady hired them from Etsy, and man, the stitching was all off. Let me show you guys how bad some of the stuff looked. Look at this. This is the tongue tag. Imagine getting your tongue tag back like this. It's pretty gruesome, huh? Let me show you guys the back. This is how they sent the pair back. This is supposed to be black paint, by the way. So just let's compare real quick, because I did the back of these guys here, so y'all could see the difference. Started to clean this back up. Now these are both supposed to be black Nike Airs, and I think that you guys can see a huge difference on, well, number one, just cleaning up around the Nike, and then also the difference in ink. This side I'm still breaking down on this one here, but y'all could see that they man, I wish I had left it for you guys so you can take a look and see it, what the quality looked like. But yeah, the toe box, all of the fabric was starting to fray and come apart already. And mind you, these are brand new. They're dead stock Air Force Ones. You can see that look at the lines. Man, I was so bummed, because this is my friend's pair of shoes. And man, for whatever reason, she didn't want to hit me up. She said I was too busy. So she went through Etsy thinking, you know, it might just be another way to go. And instead now I'm basically breaking now apart a brand new pair of shoes, man. And I'm trying to redo them so they look dead stock again. So you guys will catch that on Patreon very soon. If you guys haven't been on our Patreon channel yet, it's patreon.com/feelgoodthreads, and we teach mainly, you know, I would say more advanced techniques, like how to do this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, what I do like to teach you guys is the right way to do things, the quality way to do things, so then you don't have to go, you know, and breaking apart shoes and having to redo them. So one of my pet peeves, to be honest with you, is to go in and break apart a pair of shoes just to try to fix them, because a lot of the times, you're working with, like, for example, white shoes. You're breaking apart stitching. You have to stitch them back in the right holes. You can't create new holes for them. So I'm following their guidelines and everything. And yeah, it can become a very cumbersome and very tedious project. So here is another thing you guys will learn how to put on your own custom tongue tags as well. Dior Force Ones. I like that. The vibe. Instead of an Air Force One, it's a Dior Force One. So yeah, this is the finished product here. You guys can see the air. I had to completely strip the air, the whole line, and redo the whole line as well. So these are going to be a present for my friend's boyfriend, and she's super late, dude. It's supposed to be a Valentine's Day present, and instead of Valentine's, we just passed Cinco de Mayo, so you can imagine she's 3 months late trying to get these guys out to her boyfriend. So we'll have them back to him next week. All right. So hopefully you guys, hopefully I didn't bore you guys with that. I do want to say what's good to Taha Nas. Taha is watching all the way from Belgium at 4 in the morning, dude. That is dedication. Taha, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Watching over on YouTube land. Dilab just put his paintbrush down. And King Royalty just joined the chat. What's good, King Royalty? How you been, man? Everything good? Corey King in the building. Let's get a stat from Corey. Doing great, helping my cousin start a shoe customizing business. That's what's up, man. After the death of her daughter, who committed suicide. Oh man, I've been in that boat, Corey. So my condolences to you, man. Who committed suicide. Her name was Appreciate. Oh, it's a pretty name. So I'm gonna name it Appreciate. I love that, man. That's a great way to just pay homage to her daughter. I don't want to get too much into the business, but how old was Appreciate? I'd love to know. I've had a cousin who passed away when we were younger. About a little after college, 20, 25, 26 years old. And it's, just suicide in general is just a tough situation to be in, whether you're in the situation or your family or friends are. So in case you do have any thoughts or feelings of it, guys, last time we actually had one of our Patreon members here, and we were just in a pretty deep discussion about how he wasn't doing well. So I'm praying that he's doing well. I haven't seen him on here since, so I know that last time I spoke to him, that he said that he is getting some help and some guidance. And I'll give big shout out to all the Patreon guys in here, man. You guys were here, and all of you guys reached out to his Instagram. This is why, another reason to build a community. Especially because of COVID going on. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people lost their will. And so I'm so happy to see that you guys are here with me. You know what I mean? So King Royalty says, relaxing, learning something new. We're about to learn something new, that's for sure. We did start off with this young lady here, and that's why we have the picture of her here. And you guys can see that I just started filling in paints and colors into the face. Haven't even started on her hands, so we've got a little bit of a way to go. This is my second copy because I'm gonna make 2 versions of these shoes. So the first copy is here, and you can see she's a lot closer in this kind of finalized copy versus this one here. So my goal today, guys, is to work on her face. The funny thing is I used a stencil in part 1. So if you guys missed part 1 of this, like we started from scratch, I started with just this piece of vinyl last time. You guys can go back to our youtube.com/feelgoodthreads, and you guys can catch the part 1 to see the beginning, the base, how we started. I did use a stencil for it, and I peeled the stencil off, and this is how far I got last time. So I plan to at least give a little bit of emphasis on the face. The reason why I had to stop last time is because once I lay down that first base coat and get some color in the face, then I like to go in with these guys here. They're called a Micron Pigma, and they're detailed little pens. These are amazing. I get them from Michaels. Make sure you use your coupon if you go to Michaels to get these guys. And they come in different sizes. This one you can see here, it says 005. I've got a couple of other ones here. I think 01 is the other one that I have. But these guys, 01 and 005, they're usually the thinnest version of these Micron detail pens. So I like to go in and start to detail out the young lady. You can't do that when the paint is still drying because these pens start to clog, and they're pretty expensive pens. They come in like an 8-pack for like 20 bucks. So you know, you're looking at about $2-3 per pen. So you don't want it to clog, because if it clogs, then it's a wrap. You just throw it away. You know what I mean? So what I'll do today, guys, is I'm gonna pull the young lady here because I haven't glued her on yet. I'm gonna just pull her off, and we're gonna put them side by side. And so then that way I'll have a better understanding of what I need to do to get this done, okay? And just for reference, she looks a lot chubbier here than she does here. That is actually the paint that makes her face and lines look more contoured. See, I'll put this guy on top just to show you guys for comparison. Isn't that crazy that you can put the two together, yet you look at it here and you're just like, wow, this is, I mean, it's just it's like night and day. It really is. It's night and day. And this is just the product of using the right shades, getting the right contours on her face, and just to detail her out. So yeah, we're gonna do some detailing 101 today. So let's jump into it. Hopefully the stream says let's jump into it. I didn't have a chance to change the title up just because I was having some difficulty, you know what I mean? So let me see what's good. Rigbone, how you living? God bless family, my condolences. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Rigbone. I appreciate that for throwing that out there. Rigbone's over on YouTube as well. Working, trying to get all these shoes off my table. That's never a bad thing. That means you got work going, Dilab. Corey King said, can't say appreciate without saying your name, so I thought it'd be a good name for the business. And thanks, Rigbone. Yeah, absolutely, man. Really dope, man. All right, guys. So you guys ready to go? Everybody's ready to jump into it. Let me get some paints out. It's always nice when you have a comparison right next to you. Usually that doesn't happen. Only reason it did today is because this is my first one. I think I'll put her here instead. And so then that way, as I'm painting, she doesn't get in the way, and you guys can have a better look at it. Now, can you guys see this okay? Should we zoom in? Speed Infusion, let me know what you guys think is best. If you guys think we should zoom in, maybe we can zoom in a little bit. If not, we'll just keep going. Let me put these guys to the side. Again, if you guys want to see how to make this happen, just join us on patreon.com/feelgoodthreads. It's about a cup of coffee per month, so it's really inexpensive for you guys to get your game up, man. So let's put these bad boys away. Definitely don't want them to get dirty, especially because we're working on them. Get some pens to the side, and I think that's what I'm going to start with today. I think we'll start with starting to detail her out a little bit, getting her to look a little bit closer to what she looks like here. Okay, so needs to be at least 3 times bigger. Hey, I don't doubt it, bro, because I'm looking at the screen right now, and it's, I mean, I'm like working in this little section. I've got a lot here to go. So if you can, man, that'd be great, dude. And Speed Infusion's had a multiple things happening to his teeth, man. So he had to go to the dentist the other day. So I'm gonna just jump into it, guys. Let me try to center this out a little bit. Feel free to have discussions in the chat. That's what the chat's for, guys. If you guys would like to donate, of course, we love donations. We appreciate them. We're working for free 99 here. It's myself and the homie Speed Infusion, who's our admin. So if you guys got a little bit to give, we absolutely appreciate it. Shout out to Webb's Custom Kicks. He is our top donator with $130. But we got mad other people donating. So if you guys look here to the bottom right here, the Dye Lab coming up here, scrolling through, webs. We have people coming through. So, yeah, the Die Lab, man. That was the other update I was gonna tell you guys today, man. R.I.P. to not Speed Infusion. R.I.P. to Feel Good Threads IG for now. I do have somebody looking into what happened with my Instagram. I'm not sure. I have no clue what happened with the Instagram, man. So if you guys haven't already, I did start up a new Instagram account. It's Feel Good Threads LA. So if you guys have a chance, please follow me at the new Instagram. The worst part about the whole situation was we were supposed to launch our next episode of Flip My Kicks that same day. We had people ready to promote. The guests were ready to go. They were super hype, and I had to just kind of break the bad news, man. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's frustrating when you can't reach Instagram and Facebook. It's frustrating when you have no idea, like, why did they even shut the account down or disable the account. So I'm just trying to stay positive and just do me. I haven't changed. The skill level hasn't changed. I did lose a lot of building an awareness of people. So hopefully we'll get it back. If not, there's nothing else to do, man. It's just time to rebuild brick by brick. So let's just lead with positivity. So all right, so let's jump into it, man. I gotta jump into it. I'm grabbing out a Micron 01, and what I'm gonna do first is try to look for small parts that I can detail on her face right now. For example, like her chin, it looks a little wide compared to her chin here, and I'm going to try to get all of the lines a little bit tighter. Okay, so let's start off with her face. I think that's obviously the most detailed part of the portrait here. And so, for example, I'm looking at her face here, and I can see that this part of her face is a little wide. So I'm going to just go in and try to tighten up her face a little bit, make it look a little bit skinnier. And if I don't get it exact, that's okay. I just want to get it to be somewhere where, again, you want to see that progress. You want to see you're getting closer and closer to that end goal. The thing about what we do here as customizers, as artists, you guys are creating things from nothing, and so it can become a little discouraging when you don't see things moving. With detailed portraits like this, that could be one of the frustrating points as well, because look at how close you got to get to your end goal here. So she's got a little bit of a braid coming down here, falling back into her scalp there. You can see here, it's going to be a little rounded out a little bit. Definitely know I gotta fix her eyes. So her eyes are about there. Her nose definitely needs fixing as well. Let's just try to get somewhere close to where the black section should be there, though. And I think it looks like I have a little stencil piece left over from the last time we were watching and doing this here. Yep. See that little stencil piece here? So that hasn't been painted at all. little things like that make a big difference when it comes to looking at the shape of the person. So that looks like it was her hair here, and then this actually is all black as well, so that's not a bad thing. I just got to separate it a little bit. I could see here that this leads over to her neck. Alright, so not really too much that I can do here with the pen. I'm just trying to get smaller lines in there and then just develop her face, making her look a little bit more skinnier and closer to our original photo here. Cool. Okay, so I know that wasn't a lot. Let's get her pupils right. Even something as small as getting her pupils in the right sections will start to develop the whole face, and you know, you'll feel a little bit closer. Alright, so that's a good placement to start. Now let's grab some paints. The Lunatic! What's good, Lunatic? How you living? Alright, so this is taupe. I'm using taupe here. And I think last time when we left off, I was mixing a bunch of different paints together too, just to try to get different tones together. So I've got taupe, I've used Capizio tan. This one has like a little bit more of a, I guess you could say, a browner tone to it. And you guys will see that I like to drop them like right next to one another. See that? Drop a couple of drops in there. This is a gray taupe. That's nice because it gives us kind of more of a shadow look to it. I would say the challenging part about this one is I've got to duplicate a picture that's already been done, and I'm gifting these to two people that know one another. So they could technically, they can compare the two, you know, girls. So I've got to come somewhat close to them. They don't need to be perfect, but I want to come somewhere close. This is a beige that I'm using here. And I know last time I pulled out a mauve. So let's get that mauve out. See that mauve? That's for her lips. Sometimes you want to shade her in different spots because you know, skin tones can have a little bit of red tone to them as well. What do they call those chicks? Red bones? Right? They have a little bit of a red tone to them. So we're going to drop some of that in here as well. Cool, let's get a little bit of that going. And it wouldn't even hurt just to grab a little bit of salmon. Salmon is that like nice mix of a flesh kind of a colored skin tone, but it has a little bit of a pink tone to it as well. For example, if somebody has rosy cheeks, or if you want to veer their skin tone to a little bit more pinker or lighter color, this will work. And then let's grab a little bit of black. Always need black, right? For the shadows. Let's grab the black and put this bad boy to the side here. I like to leave black, you know, kind of by itself or near the darker colors. And we'll put a little bit of white in here too. So that should cover most of the colors I used on the first girl. That's the other challenge, is I don't remember exactly what colors I used, and then I jump on another project and then I'm trying to recall like, yo, what colors did I use for this girl last time, and I'm just starting to guess, you know, and get to the gist of things, you know. So obviously I know I've told you guys before a million times, but I use Princeton brushes. Oh, this is bad. This one looks bad because I got acetone all over it, but Princeton brushes, Princeton Select. So in case you guys are wondering which brushes I'm using, I've got a lot of smaller detail brushes here as well. So, you know, having them on the side. And let me just kind of figure out which color to mix first. On this end here, I can see that we need kind of more of a brownish color. You know, actually, I didn't bring a brown, so let me bring a couple of browns in too. This is an English tan. And you can see the English tan is really different from the rest of the colors. It's got much more of a, I guess you could say like a tannish look to it, you know. So let's see. Let's see what we got here. So first off, I've got to paint in this little section here, which is not a big deal. I like to start off with something a little bit maybe easier to paint and then just warm up into a little bit more tricky spots. So this black here, we can refine her face very much tighter because we can start to cut off some of her face with the black. It's not a bad idea. There we go. So it's pretty good. That's her hair right here. Okay. And I know that this love sign I had used airbrush to airbrush the red in, so I've got to just clean up this area here. A little overspray. A little overspray never hurt nobody. Here you can see that I'm trying to get a nice straight line, so I'm just using the tip of the brush. I think I spoke to Dye Lab about this before. When you're trying to get a nice clean line like on the bottom of your Jordan 1s or whatever, you can just use the tip of it and go from a side to side motion. That'll help you out a lot, you know. I used to get all nervous like trying to paint nice clean lines, and now I just zoom through them. Also, the brush matters too. You know, if you guys have a bad brush with bristles everywhere, of course you're gonna get, you know, paint marks everywhere as well. So always got to make sure you clean that brush up after you're done, or you've got a nice clean brush when you start. There we go. So that's nice and clean. Cool. Let's keep going here. So I know that this end here needs to have a little bit more of a grayish tone, brownish tone. So I'm going to dip kind of like right in between the, you see how I have two different paints here? I'm going to dip in between the two and try to create like a third color. And that'll be like your blending color, like you could mix the two in. And I'm trying now just to dab it off a little bit because you don't want to add too much at one time. It's a very small little tight area. Mainly looking to try to get the same shades as the first girl here, guys. So as I see the lightens up here in the middle, I'm going to just kind of try to whisk it off. Don't want to add too much. Just enough. And I want to start to separate the eyes from everything, the the nose, just to give it its own individuality. All right, so now we're going to tighten up the eyes here. We're going to add a little bit of white to bring the pupils back in. But first thing I want to do is really get an idea of where the eyes should be exactly. You know, we don't want to keep working on the eyes until we see, like, okay, cool, that looks almost exactly like where the eyes should be at. Because if you do it and you start working on these eyes and it turns out being in the wrong spot, then you're doing a lot of work for no reason. You're going to end up having to fix the eye, move it in the right direction again, and then have to redo the whole thing. So just a really important thing, guys, is when you're working on faces, everybody's got different faces, their noses, their eyeballs, everything has a different orientation, you know what I mean? Like, for example, like your eyes might be here, and then somebody else's eyes might be farther apart. So just important things to notice is don't just start jumping into the eyes and saying, I'm going to make this hella detailed, make it look good, and think you're done. You got to get it in the right spot on the face. And that's why I like to use stencils, because stencils don't do all the work for you. Stencils just tell you the eyeball is about right there, you know, so then from there you can start to develop the eye in the right area. Okay, so I've learned that from many times of trying to do it like free-handed and just trying to guess where the eyeballs are, the nose or the lips, and then I look at that picture and I look back at mine and I'm like, something is off. If something feels off, it's usually because there's an orientation issue of the face and the facial features. All right, so let's see, we got a little bit of gray in this little section here. Again, I'm just going to whisk little sections off. I see. Okay. Looking at her lips, I'm trying to see where to get that exact orientation on her lips. I may have to use a smaller brush on this, but I could tell her lips are a little too big, so I'm going to bring them down. All right, so now we're starting to get closer and closer to the girl. I can see that she's looking skinnier. Her face is already looking skinnier, which is a great thing. You know what I mean? So let me just kind of show you guys where we're at here. Still, we're ways away from reaching her over here, but we're getting to that point. And I'll tell you, man, it's so weird because I'll look at this one here and I'm like, dude, there's no way that this is the same size as this girl. But it's because we've got all this extra fabric around and we haven't completely developed the girl. So don't be discouraged if you started to print out a stencil, you put it down and you think that it's the wrong stencil or something. If it's the right size, just keep painting, have faith in yourself. So let's jump into a smaller brush here. I do want to start putting in a little bit of her white pupils because that way it'll start to help me feel a little bit more confident that we're in the right spots. So I'm looking at where her ear is. It's at the top of her ear, and not too far off though. I'm looking at right about there. So obviously it will be right about there for the other side. This doesn't need to be perfect. We just need to get some white in there in the beginning, and then we can refine it afterwards. A lot of people think that, it's not, I'm not asking you to do a lot of work. I'm just asking you to paint like this little girl in this picture. But this is I feel like sometimes more work to do this than doing bigger projects because you're working with such a small surface area, you know? It's not a lot to work with here. Alright, let's grab a black. I'm just going to go back and forth a little bit. Let's see if I can get a little closer to her eye. Looks okay. Alright. Now I've got I'm going to try to add a little bit more of this mauve here because I could see this mauve hidden around this little area here. Maybe I added a little too much, but that's okay. You can fade it out. I like to work with the colors while they're still slightly wet because it's easier to blend colors in. I could see white needs to be extended a little bit. I'm going to just add a little bit of black, start to add a little bit of shading, darker shading, but then I'm also mixing it with a little bit of the one of these browns. It just looks like it's close enough. Sorry if I'm not so active in the chat today, man, because when I'm working on these kind of projects, it gets really can be really complicated, you know, because you're getting so deep into the paint here, the paint work. Spots that I see that are too dark, now I'm just looking to lighten them up a little bit, like her ear was a little too dark. Usually I can go back and forth on a picture like this for hours. Not saying you need to. I'm just saying I really like, and I really appreciate that detail when a custom is done right and you can see it. You can see the effort that was put into it. Things like her eyebrows are so small and so thin. Really sit down and work on them. I start filling her hands in a little bit. That'll give the face a little bit of time to dry. This brush is like perfect for her fingers. Very like thin, small. And I could now add a little bit of black here just to add some shading. You can see on the other one that's what happened here. It looks like it's just a darker shading there. There we go. That looks dope. Cool. I think somebody just hit me. Okay, we're good there. Corey, yeah, exactly what these are, man. These are Princeton Select Petite. This is a 10-0 that I'm working with here. I've got a couple of other ones here too, Corey. Man, this one got a little messed up, but this one says 1/16 of an inch. This was a Petite Select as well. I've got another one here. By the way, I've got a shipment coming of Princeton brushes for you guys, man. So that's going to be one of our giveaways. I know I've told you guys that multiple times, but Princeton just came through. So as soon as they send it out, we'll figure something out to get you guys some brushes as well, okay, for a giveaway. How's that sound? I'm sure you guys are happy about that, right? Free stuff. All right, so let's see here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. I've had some challenges like working with trying to make people, it's not, I would say it's not my strong suit. So I always feel like there's a opportunity to improve. You guys notice how little paint that I load this brush up with. It's barely anything on here. And that's sometimes what you need to do when you're creating these pieces, because a lot of it requires shading, and shading doesn't need a lot of paint. So like right here, for example, I'm in the middle of her forehead, and I'm grabbing a little bit of white, a little bit of beige, and mind you, she's a little young black girl, but that doesn't mean that her skin tones don't change with the light. Want to make sure I keep you guys here on the screen. Can you guys see that okay? A lot of the steps here are just kind of studying the first girl and trying to get close to that one. We need to get her eyes to be a little bit smaller. Match up with the girl over here. All right, let me give it a quick second here, guys. Kind of hard to see some of the colors and tones. I'm like losing her face, so I don't want to get to that point where I can't even see her. You'll notice I use a lot of the dual colors, and I'll mix them and then I'll drop them onto the actual picture here. That's what helps start to define, like, for example, her nose and all the other little spots that we're trying to get defined. gray taupe and black. Kind of find that like in between, almost like a gunmetal color. Oh man, it's getting there. It's just taking time, guys, you know? It's just part of the process. So I'm going to wait for it to dry a little bit. Also, the lights are hitting really hard in here, so it's a little difficult to see exactly, you know, with the light bouncing off of it, what her face looks like exactly. So push this backwards so y'all could see that better. How you guys doing? Everybody good out there? Anybody have questions? Let me know. As you guys can see, I've got, you know, a considerable amount of work to still do, and I feel like I'm missing like a color, maybe like a rich brown or something that'll decipher her a little bit more. Let me see what other browns I got. I've got a dark taupe. I see her eyebrows a little high. Okay, so I'm going to wait for that to dry. As I wait for that to dry, guys, I'm going to take a quick break. Yeah, grab something to eat. Let's see, what time is it? 7:53. Okay, cool. Oh. All right, y'all. Give me a quick sec. While this is drying, I want to see if you guys have any questions. Let me put this up real quick so you guys can see where we're at. And again, not exactly close, you know. This is gonna probably take another hour or so. As the paint's dry, then I can start to develop the girl. But again, I can't use like these pens because I just put a good couple of layers on here. So it's going to take a little bit of time before I can continue with, you know, just the smaller detail works like her eyelashes and her eyebrows, her nostrils, things of that nature. Okay? So if you guys have questions, let me know. I'm going to just take a quick break. It's super hot in LA today. I don't know what's the deal. I think I gotta jump into some brown too. Where did that go? I don't think we use rich brown. So let me just throw some rich brown in here too. I don't recall if I used this or not last time, but it doesn't hurt to just have it there anyways, you know? Alright, Shaw. Need to jump back in now. Needed that hit of water, though. Now, I think I got another brush here that helps kind of blend a little bit easier. Let me see if I got it. I had it the other day, man. Let's see if I pull one out from here. These guys gave me so many brushes. Yeah, none of these are it. Sucks. I might have taken it to San Francisco, and I don't know where I put it afterwards. So let me see if maybe I could soften this one up a little bit. Soften this up a little bit. All right. All right, let's see if this works a little bit easier to blend. All right, so I'm gonna start with this mauve here.
Daddy!
In here.
Daddy, I have a new tongue.
You got a new tongue?
Yeah, look.
Let me see your new tongue, dude.
Are you streaming?
I am streaming, baby.
Daddy, look.
Oh, baby, let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
I have a new tongue.
Okay. Hey, let me finish. I'm on here filming right now. Okay. Will you go with Layla and I'll be right there? Sorry, guys. Family just got back. Oh, man! I swear, dude. This airbrush holder sucks, dude. I swear it falls like every other day. This thing falls, man. Just take this out. Terrible airbrush holder, I swear. Okay. Alright, yeah, that doesn't work better, so I'm gonna grab another one. Another one! Add a little bit more into her lips here. Try to get like really boil down where her lips are at. I think they're gonna be like right in this little section here. She's got her lips closed too, so I gotta remember they're not gonna be huge, but they'll be still a little prominent. Let's see if we can add a little bit of black underneath for shadowing. Oh, that might have gone a little too dark. No, let's see. We'll add a little bit, and then we'll, on top of that, we'll add a little bit of beige taupe. It's a lot of going back and forth, guys. It's a lot of little taps of a lot of little colors and trying to get the facial structure right, and tap that a little too hard. Happens. Scrawny, what's good, homie? How you living, homie? Just out here painting people, man. Trying to get closer and closer to this young lady here. And I'll tell you, she's not easy. That's for sure. Alright, so we've got the hair there. And then this needs to just be cut in a little bit more. I'll start to develop her face a little bit. Get the lines right. Got to bring back her eyebrow, which I actually erased on accident here. And this one is about that same distance, should be. So minute how much paint I put on here to do like little eyebrows and stuff. Then afterwards I'll still have to clean it up. Alright, let me see if I can grab this pen now. There's a certain skill level you'll get with this pen once you get good with it. Makes a huge difference already. Grabbing this the Pigma over here, just starting to develop her just kind of overall details. Let me show you guys. Actually, I can fix this a little bit and then I'll show you guys. This will actually just be a little bit of brown underneath her face, underneath her eye. Just trying to even the eyes out a little bit. Give her the same shape eyes. Develop a little bit more of her mouth, I think. Need to bring it back in here. Sick. Now I'm starting to see some progress. Still not exact, you know what I mean? We still have, for example, like her eyes, I can tell that I need a little fix on her eyes. But the tones are getting in the right spots. And that's important to me, is that I'm getting the tones in the right spots. So, do you guys have any questions, man? Let me know. I think we've been on the stream for a little over an hour, which is not too bad, you know. But now you guys can see the development of making, like, you know, this young lady is not simple. It is time-consuming, to say the least. And I don't mind it, you know. I drop some music on and I just try to jump on the details a little bit at a time. But when this is done, it should look almost exactly like each other, you know what I mean? Or exactly like that girl that's in the picture there. I've got to develop more color into her skin on the right side here. Give her a little bit more detail. I think that she's a little bit more on the grayer scale. So, you know, I'll be adding a little bit more color to her. She looks almost like the zombie version of the one on the left. You know, the one on the left here, you guys can see that she's got pretty realistic shades and colors. And then the one on the right, it's almost like you can see the shades and the colors on the left. You can see like a little bit of red, a little bit of browns and blacks. But this side, it lacks color. And that's just because I haven't been working really on that side. But you know, another 20-30 minutes of working on the face, and we'll develop this one to be, I would say, pretty exact, man. I think that we can get her pretty close. But it is difficult to work with pictures that have different shadows. For example, you have like a light hitting from one way. Now all of a sudden the person turns from, like, say for example, my skin tone to a lighter skin tone because of that white light hitting it. So getting the blends to blend well together is probably a very difficult thing in the beginning. And then once you learn, like, oh, okay, I've just got to add very minimal amount of paint on here, blend them together while they're both wet, that definitely is an improvement upon when I used to just try to do one color, let it dry, then put another color on top of it, and then you could almost see like where the line is of, oh yeah, I could see that color and that color. When you're blending them when they're wet, it makes things like 20 times easier, you know, because you could again, if it doesn't look good, you just topple. You wait for it to dry, and then you topple on top of that. So that's just my word of advice today on building and developing portraits. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just keep jumping on this. I'm not going to leave you guys, watching me to do this for another hour, but I'm probably gonna give this another hour today, and hopefully I'll show you guys the results the next stream that we're on. Speaking of streams, I do want to jump back onto streams now. I just came back from San Francisco. We should be having another episode air of Flip My Kicks real soon. Unfortunately, the day that we were supposed to do it, my Instagram got deleted. So we're trying to figure out, are they going to give me my IG back? If not, we might just do it on the new Instagram, which is Feel Good Threads LA. Lucky that was the only social media that got interrupted, but unlucky for me, that's probably my largest following out of the group of YouTube and Facebook and all these different social medias. So with that said, guys, time is 8:12 p.m. Pacific time here. Let me know, do you guys have any questions? Let me know, what do you guys think? Have you guys taken anything away from learning how to make portraits today? Again, I know it's difficult to teach portraits online. I would have loved to have like a class with you guys. Hopefully after COVID starts to clear up, we can look into doing a live class, whether it be painting or reconstruction. We'll dive into that when it comes, but we're really close. I would love to have another class in LA to start off though. Okay. Scrawny Johnny said build up the new IG. Let's get it. I mean, we don't have a choice, man. We just, some things are just things that you don't have any control of. So I'm not mad. I'm not stressed. I'm just kind of doing my own thing, and I've got a lot of projects still on the way. So I've got projects from 2019 that you guys haven't even seen yet. So hopefully you guys will see those as well. Again, if you haven't followed me on social media, all my social medias are right above this young lady here. Patreon.com/feelgoodthreads. Again, we're going to be showing you guys how to make these next. So we filmed yesterday, and we got a good portion of it done yesterday. Got to finish up the sides here, show you guys how to make the tongue tags from scratch, how to sew them up. So I think you guys will be happy with this tutorial, especially those of you that joined Patreon because you wanted to learn reconstruction. We are again teaching on the Singer patching machine. If you don't have a Singer and you're part of the Patreon family, don't worry about it. I'll show you alternatives on how to get a cheaper cobbler machine. Shout out to Legacy Colorway Customs. He's been doing an excellent job doing exactly what I just showed you guys, doing the toe boxes and the swooshes and side panels on Air Force Ones and other shoes. So there's people out there. They're learning. I know GT Chong also has been learning. Webb's Custom Kicks. We've got a lot of people on the Patreon family that have been learning. I know my guy over here, the Dye Lab's been on. He's been doing well. The Lunatic's been on. My boy Corey King's been in it. So I mean, we've got a lot of people who are diving into the Patreon channel and learning. So thank you guys first and foremost for believing in me and letting me teach you guys and showing you guys what I can show you to improve. So it looks like I don't have any, except for you, Speed Infusion. You haven't done nothing. I don't see any comments or anything like that. So we might jump back on tomorrow if we have time. I don't think we're going to jump into this same portrait thing because I'll probably have this done by tonight. But now that I'm starting to look at it, I can see that the good thing is I can see that she's coming. Like I could see that she went from a bigger, kind of chubbier looking girl to more slim down face. The eyes are getting to the same spot. The nostrils need a little bit of help, There are things here and there that I can improve on, but by the time you'll see the second young lady here, she's eating healthier. Man, you know what? That was the other thing I was going to mention. Let's do some giveaways. Today's a little late to do a giveaway, but I do want to share something with you guys before I let you go. Okay? Yeah, tomorrow I'm down. So if you guys are here, everybody who's here, say what's up right now so I know you guys have heard this. We're going to do a giveaway tomorrow, okay? If we jump on tomorrow, we've got stuff to give away tomorrow. Let me show you guys a quick package that I received. This is a new paint company. Never worked with them before. Just kind of DM'd them and said, yo, do you guys have paint that works on shoes? And they said absolutely, and they had people on their IG that are already using it. So yeah, we could test it tomorrow. Let me show you guys. Let's see what we got. I haven't even seen what we got. So this is the package I got. It was pretty, man. It's a pretty big package. Look at that. And it looks like, I don't know if, it looks like maybe the box is made in the USA. I don't know. Maybe they have their stuff made in the USA. But what I do know is they give me a pretty big box, and I haven't unboxed it yet. So let's unbox it. Let's see what's going on in here. That's all right. And I'm not even gonna try to take these big ass staples off. I'm gonna just try to tear the box. This is cue me ripping a new hole in my finger, probably. Ooh, man, they were not joking about these little staples, though. It's coming. There we go. Nice. What if I open this whole thing up and it was just a bunch of bubble wrap with one paint? That would suck. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's not. I'm almost positive it's not. But shout out to Alpha 6, man. Alpha 6 is the paint company that sent me this. And I'm always down to explore new paints, new colors, new styles. This company, actually, when I was looking on their IG, which was pretty dope, they had a use a box cutter before you slice your finger. I'm about to just not use a box cutter because you said that. But this company has color changing paint as well, so that was kind of cool. But not like the kind like where you go and you man, maybe I should just get a box cutter. I swear I have a box cutter, bruh. Box cutter sitting like right in front of me. But this company has color changing paint, but it's not like the kind that changes in the sun. It's the kind that shifts colors, which is dope. I love that. So back when I used to fix up cars and show them, we used to have these paints called chameleon paints. One of the bigger companies was DuPont. DuPont made the chameleon paints, and it was an expensive paint job, yo. It was like, I would say $3,000 to $4,000 to get your car painted in chameleon. So yeah, DuPont was one of them. The other brand was House of Colors. House of Colors had some really dope paints as well. So I'm hoping they send me some color changing paint. That would be really cool. If not, maybe I can pick some up and then we can test it. Alright, I'm probably not the best at at opening boxes here, but we're almost there. I'm about to just cut this because now the anticipation's killing me. There we go. That should hopefully, yeah, that did. Sick. Okay, cool. Whew! Man, somebody get me a Gatorade, man. And of course we got a bunch of these little bubble wraps. So let me just toss a couple of these in the trash. Oh man, that looks like, let's see what they, I don't know what their packaging looks like. I don't know anything about this company, so I'm kind of interested in seeing what they dropped in here. These bubble wraps. If you don't get rid of them, man, they get all over the place. I think that's good, right? Oh, it's heavy. Oh, wow, this is big. Dang. Crazy. Let's see, I think that's, yeah, that's the whole package here. Packaged up really, really nicely, actually. And so let's pop this bad boy open. Good thing I had this box cutter, like I said in the beginning, and nobody recommended me opening the box with the box cutter out there. Right, Speed Infusion? Alright. There we go. Cool. Oh, so it's made in Detroit. It is made in the USA. I'm already liking that, man. Now let's support American made. And let's see. Wow, look at these paints, y'all. Flexible textile and leather paint. This is wow. I just read something that was crazy. It says directions use on leather, patent leather, yo, patent leather, canvas, paper, fabric, wood, plaster, masonry, paper mache, or most non-slick, non-oily surfaces. Thin with water, or for best results with Alpha 6 acrylic reducer. Mixes with most other acrylic or water-based paints or tints. Oh, snap. That is crazy, yo. So this is, I'm sorry, I'm just reading the directions here. Clean up with soap and water. Dries permanent and waterproof. For best results, use and store between 55 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Sick, man. This is the first time I've seen any paint company say that you can paint on patent leather. So let's test that out tomorrow. Speed Infusion, you down for that? I'm good to test it out tomorrow, and then we'll give some stuff away as well. Do not drink. Is that what it says? I'm like, if I don't drink this by tomorrow, let's test it out. Let's see. This is hot pink. See the color on the top there. Alpha Flex. That's what it's called. Alpha Flex. And let me before I let you guys go, I do want to pull up the IG forum. Let's see here. Alpha. Here it is right here. Alpha 6. So just in case you guys are interested in the IG, you can see it's up here. Alpha 6 Corporation. They got a good number of followers, and you can see here that there's already people who are. See, they're using it for cars and vehicles. Here, oh, there goes a Mandalorian custom there. That looks amazing. Wow, whoever did that. And so yeah, this is looks like it's definitely doable for paints. I spoke to Kickstarter Customs the other day. This is Des Customs. So they've got some pretty prominent artists that are already using it. There goes Kickstarter Customs, Kickstarter Studio, and so let's run through and see what else. Let's see what else they got in here, man. I got one color out, which is the hot pink. Let's see what else they gave me. Jet black. I heard really good stuff about this jet black. I believe one of the Patreon guys said that they were looking for a really dark colored black. I believe it was Love Sneakerheads did. So I gotta test that out for him. See what else we got. Ivory. Sick. So this is kind of like a sail color. Ivory. It's an off-white. Ultra white. That's white. And what I like about these is they have these caps. Sick. So then there's no spilling and no drying on the cap. And then they've got a little stopper there, so right in the beginning when you open them up, you got to take the stoppers out. Lemon sherbet. It's a really cool color. Mint. Oh, I love me some mint, dude. Very close to that Tiffany blue. So you got a Tiffany blue there. And they really hooked it up. Check this out. Looks almost like a Chicago red there. This is bright red. Bro, this what an awesome care package. This is bright blue. What else we got? Light blue. It's almost like the gamma color blue. Oh yes, violet. This is like one of my favorites. Love violet. Perfect shade there of violet too. Oh, this one looks dope too. Light orange. Look at that. It's almost like a peach. Light orange. What else we got? A couple more in here. We've got a bright green. Bright green. And I think we got one last one. Let's see here. Looks like a turquoise. Peacock. They call it peacock. But yeah, it is definitely turquoise. And so, and they're 5-ounce bottles, which is cool. It's like a little bit more paint than what I usually get. So yeah, this is, thank you, man. Alpha 6, man. Please, guys, check their Instagram out. I'm going to use this sticker for later. But you guys could see this was a pack. I believe this pack was, they have different packs too, by the way, guys. This was more of their standard pack of colors. And then they have different packs, like, for example, pastels. So if you guys are interested in, like, the pastel pack, that'd be another option for you guys as well. But yeah, let's see, what do we got here? 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5. So we got, they sent me 13 paints. So, sick, man. So we'll test these guys out tomorrow. We'll have a giveaway tomorrow as well. Hopefully you guys will be back. And hopefully I'll have this all finished up for you guys tomorrow so I can show you guys the finished product. Again, don't stress too much about small details and portraits. Just some keynotes. Trying to keep where the eyes, the nose, and the mouth is for sure is where you want to start off. Once you get that orientation down, then you want to start to color in just a base color of lights and darks wherever you see them. And then after that, you go into actually detailing it out, okay? It does take time. I mean, at least I haven't found any workaround for it yet. It takes time, but you know what? Once you're all done, the execution and the finish is really what you can be proud of, okay? So, don't have any questions, so I think we're straight. It's about 8:30, guys. I'm out of here for today. If you guys joined me today, thank you guys so much for joining as usual. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.